Okay, we are going to do an alcohol ink project with a stencil. And so first thing you do if you have a stencil is you want to make sure that it is thoroughly on your piece. So it has to stick to it. So here I'm just using these 3 feathers. I'm not doing all 4 of them. So what you'll see is it gets dark around the edges as it thoroughly gets in. The second thing is I'm going to use a stamp, and this is Stream. I'm using my favorite, these are 3 of my favorite colors, and I'm going to stamp them in. And Stream, Nature's Path is what it was called. It's Stream, and it is butterscotch. So I'm going to take a little bit of this butterscotch with the Stream and throw it in. And then I'm actually going to take this off, and I'm going to do butterscotch alone with a stamper. So here I got some butterscotch all by itself, and I'm going to throw in some just butterscotch colors here. And then I'm going to take I'm going to put in some of this wild plum, and I think this stamper will work fine for the wild plum. Okay, so I'm going to take the wild plum here, and I'm going to throw it in places. Now, when you do the stamper, it does a fairly good job of keeping everything contained. So you just have to make sure you get your colors kind of everywhere. And it should be reasonably contained, because when I pull this off, you will see that that makes a really nice, a nice piece. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this. Because you have to wait for this to dry in order to really pull it, you've got to wait. I've got to pull it with something, and I'm going to pull it with a gold, or with a gold. It's called Lumiere, where I put it away because I thought I'd already done this and I hadn't. So I need to get something to pull this out with. So I guess I'll just get a little brush. And so what I'm doing is I'm just putting some of this very light gold, and I'm putting it on my print. And now I'm going to pull the print. What I want to show you is that there's kind of 2 different processes work here. So this one here, I am going to pull on this side of the paper. And this is a piece of copy paper, but I have not sized it at all. A lot of times when I'm working with alcohol inks, what I want to do if I'm working on the gel plate with alcohol inks is to size the paper, because they tend to work better here. They're brighter and cleaner if you size the paper and allow it to, this is on the unsized paper. You can see the colors are pretty, but they're not absolutely fabulous. The next, I'm going to do the same thing over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here. Okay, I'm going to use my, put this over to the side. Okay, I'm going to use the same colors. I'm going to start with the blue, and I'm going to get my blue on. This is Stream, and I'm going to put Stream through here. Pretty cool. A little more. I like the Stream. I like the color of the Stream. Okay, and then I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to put my yellow on. And for the yellow, I'm using the butterscotch. As I said, this was one of the first colors I started with. It's called Nature Walk, I think. It's very beautiful. I'm going to put some in here. And then I'm going to take the purple, or the wild plum is what it actually is, and I'm going to use my wild plum stamp here, and I'm going to also put some wild plum in places, making sure that I've got like everything kind of covered. It looks like everything has a little bit of something in it. Then I'm going to let it dry for a second, a few minutes. I can use my little fan if I want. The importance of drying is that you want to get the separation. You can do it without super drying it, and you can do it by just pouring the colors on, but what will happen is you'll get a different type. Okay, so now I've got this pulled off, and what you'll see is I have a little bit of stuff that's going underneath, but I'm perfectly fine with all of this. Okay. And I have to make sure this is dry enough that when I put on my little bit of gold, that it doesn't pick the color up. I think it does look like it's dry enough. I can just try right there and see. That one was a little wet still. I want to get it, dry enough that it's going to pick everything up and not pick it up in the paint. So here I'm putting the paint on, just a little thin coat, because I need something to pull it with. And now I'm going to gently put this over. It's a very thin coating, but I wanted a very thin coating. And this time I'm going to put it on the piece that I call sized. So this here is a piece that I have already placed. Whoops, you're going to probably be able to see it really good because I did not register that time. This is a piece that I've already placed. I put a coat of white on it. And what I think is going to happen is that when I pull it up, which I'm doing, you're going to see brighter colors. Might not be true, and if it isn't, I'm okay with that too. So what you see is that there are slightly brighter, purer colors on this side. This side's nice, but this side really comes off really, really nicely. I probably should have cleaned the edges a little bit more, but I like the second piece seems to be more clarity of color. So first piece, second piece, and also the gold actually shines a little better too. So that's my tip for the day. Thanks.